Today let us start a new topic from your writing skills section, that is speech writing. Debate and speech writing will be your long composition, and you will have to write a speech or a debate and there will be choices given to you. There is no article writing as per your new syllabus. So let us start with the meaning of the speech. So what is a speech? A speech is an effective way of communicating a message to a large audience. It is one of the other ways of spreading awareness regarding social issues or giving information regarding other important issues. A speech is written for a specific purpose like informing, persuading, convincing, or entertaining an audience. As a form of writing, a speech is similar to an article except that it begins with a formal address to the audience and is more conversational in tone and concludes with a thank you. While writing this speech, it is important to clarify the purpose of the speech. One should be clear if speech writing is for persuading the audience, to inform them, to convince them, or to entertain them according to the topic given. This will help in choosing the style and vocabulary while writing the speech. Your speech writing will carry 5 marks and you need to write your speech within 120 to 150 words, but this word limit can be varied from question to question. Okay, then mark distribution. For the format, you will get 1 mark. For the content, what facts, figures, or what you want to put into your body of the writing, that will contain 2 marks. And expression means your accuracy of language, the language that you use, spelling, coherence, your relevance of idea, your structure of sentence, all this will carry 2 marks. And altogether it has 5 marks. Now let us see, to write a speech effectively, we must know that it must include certain points. First, the speech should begin with a formal address by greeting the chief guest, principal, and other listeners depending on the audience. Then you need to introduce yourself and the topic that you are going to write about or speak about. While writing the formal address, you can also start with a slogan, quote, or catchy phrase in the beginning and then address the audience, or directly start by addressing the audience, which is very must. You need to start your speech with a formal address. Speech is written in 2 or 3 paragraphs. Organize the speech into introduction, main points, and conclusion. So in the introduction, make the introductory paragraph interesting by asking question, using quotation. The opening words of the speech should be striking enough to arouse the interest of the audience. After the introductory paragraph, then you establish the content and expression. Write in details in the second paragraph. This is the body or bulk of the speech. It carries forward the thought or idea initiated by the speaker. You can input different facts, advantages, disadvantages if any, explain the current situation. You may include examples, evidence, or data to support the ideas. Make sure you don't deviate from the main topic. And at last, the closing paragraph. Depending on the purpose of your speech, conclude your speech with a call for an action, an appeal, a warning, a request, or maybe with a personal opinion. Do not introduce any new points during conclusion. Conclusion basically tells the audience or the listener what they already heard. Concluding the paragraph emphasizes the thing you have already spoken about in your speech. Then after the conclusion of the speech, it ends with a thank you. Restrict the main part of the speech to the word limit 120 to 150 words. So what are the important points you should keep in mind while writing a speech? Focus on the main ideas. You need to input ideas which should be relevant and appropriate according to the topic. Identify the objective purpose for which you are writing the speech. Then you plan the content. Express the ideas logically and coherently. So the language should be interactive, so the tone is direct. It means proper interaction should be made with the audience, for which you should use direct language, which are not used while writing articles or letters. Use pronouns like I, you and we, which is not used in article, but in speech mostly we should use we. We should talk about hypothetical situation based on facts. For example, you can write, think of a day when we are left with no water. What will happen when there are no trees around? Such type of question according to the topic you can use or talk about hypothetical situations. It must involve the audience with phrases like, as you know, you already know, I believe, you have reasons to trust this suggestion, etc. You can also include in your speech to make it more impressive and interactive with the audience, or make it more attractive for the listeners, which has not happened in case of article. Usually when for writing the speech we use present tense, simple present tense, present continuous tense. Here and there if it is required we can use future tense, but mostly we use present tense. In speech you can give direct suggestions. For example, we must act now, take a pledge, and do your responsibility for a better future. Like this type of sentence according to the topic we can include in the speech. But remember, even if you are giving reminder or warning to the audience, you should be humble. Your language should be polite. We should also use modal auxiliaries: should, must, ought to, need to. For example, sentence like we need to take a pledge and go for better future, or we must do something in order to make the world better. So such kind of phrase will make this speech more attractive and more interactive depending on the topic given.